Well, everyone, the day is finally here. They finally caught Diddy the Diddler. Now, if you guys don't know who or what I'm talking about here, Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, popular music artist in the 90s, up until now, believe it or not, has finally been arrested. And for those of you who may have been living under a rock or live in some third world country without internet and didn't hear about the situation, well, I'm going to do my best to break it down for you guys. Now, keep in mind, though, you guys, I am not fully educated on the whole Diddy situation. I know very base-level stuff about it. I know about his home being raided a few days ago and all that other stuff, and basically all the whole mainstream allegations about Diddy, but I don't know the real corn and potatoes of the situation. So, if you want a high, in-detail description of the situation, my video is not going to really help cover that, but it's going to give a bit more of like an opinion on the things that I know of, I guess, about the situation. Now, the base front of this whole situation is, and I'm going to read this out because I'm going to be real, you guys, I'm lazy as fuck. I didn't want to go and look into a whole bunch of different news sources where one says this thing and the other says this thing, so I'm going to be real. I asked ChatGPT to give me the rundown, basically, and it says right here, the base level details of this is Sean Diddy Combs is facing various legal challenges, including allegations of sexual assault and other serious charges. In recent developments, he has been accused of misconduct by multiple individuals leading to lawsuits. Specific details may vary, so it's best to check the latest news for the most current information. That's what ChatGPT is saying. Now, I'm going to be so real. I'm not going to look into the news about it. I'm really not, because that's just too much work for me. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, because it's just basically a centralized center of information. It's all the information on the internet centralized into one AI that I can just ask this question to and get accurate answers from. So that's what I'm doing. I'm asking ChatGPT. Now, for more in-depth details, because that last description wasn't too giving in terms of information, it didn't give us a whole lot to know about. So some more details is Diddy is currently facing legal issues, including a high-profile lawsuit alleging sexual assault and other misconduct. The lawsuit claims that the incidents occurred over a period of time and involve serious allegations. Additionally, there have been claims of emotional and physical abuse. The specifics of the case are evolving, with various parties involved, and it's recommended to follow credible news sources for the latest details and updates. So yeah, that doesn't give us a whole lot more other than like more depth of like the situation, but we're not getting a whole lot of details with this. But at least we know like the general premise of why he's being sued and why he's been arrested and everything else. Now, recently, Diddy's home was actually raided for the second time. Now, the first time he got raided was, I would say, late 2023, early 2024, right? And now, they raided his house again. And oh boy, you guys are not ready for what they found. And I'm gonna read it off here, what they found in his house during the raid. Now, in the raids on Diddy's house, here's what they have found, okay? When Diddy's house was raided, they seized items including various drugs in such large quantities it is considered intent to sell, 3 AR-15s with large capacity magazines, more specifically drum mags, and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and other forms of lubricant. Diddy, what the fuck did you need 1,000 bottles of lubricant for? What the fuck? That is, I don't care how freaky of a person you are when you're doing some shit like that with another person. You might be one of those people who go to orgies or whatever, right? I don't care. But why the fuck did Diddy need 1,000 bottles of fucking lube? What the hell? How much money would that even cost? That's what I'm curious about. Is this motherfucker dropping 10 grand, 20 grand on fucking baby oil? I get being rich and shit and being a horny fucker and shit, but fuck, this is just taking it too fucking far at this point. This is fucking crazy. Okay. I just did some more research and I figured out what he needed all that fucking lube for. And I'm gonna read off what this fucking this journalist report says about the situation. And now let me tell y'all something right now, okay? So this is some heavy shit that I'm gonna read out here. It is some vile fucking shit. So you might want to skip a minute or two ahead in the video if this is some shit that you might be sensitive to. But I'm gonna read off what this journalist report says, right? The indictment alleges Combs, that being Diddy, would organize freak-offs, in quotations, forcing sex trafficking victims to engage in group sex acts while distributing a variety of controlled substances and other drugs to the victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant, which he directed and masturbated during and often electronically recorded these events. And when Diddy's houses were raided earlier this year, authorities found items which seemingly relate to the alleged freak-offs. It continues, after the freak-offs, Diddy and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. So, let's get this right here. What Diddy has done is he was like, you know what? Let me get a bunch of people who have been sex trafficked. Let me get like 20 of them. Get them in a room. Put them all on a fuck ton of drugs and tranquilizers and other substances, and then force them to have sex while I record it. That is fucking crazy. Like, that is absolutely fucking crazy. At this point, I don't even think the United States government can do anything about Diddy. Like, I'm gonna be real. He's already gotten out on bail, what, twice for this type of shit? I know his bail got denied this time, but still, what happens if they can't get him? What happens if he just somehow walks away from this? We're gonna have to call in fucking Batman to deal with his ass at that point. Because let me tell y'all something. Earlier, like a month ago, I read this article. A Mexican cartel was trying to sue Diddy because he messed up their drug operation. How evil do you have to be to get the cartel after you? Keep in mind, the Mexican cartels, oh yeah, they're recording videos of them cutting off people's faces, skinning people, fucking blowing people's brains out with shotguns, right? That's the type of shit they're doing. How evil do you have to be as a man to get the cartel to be like, yeah, this guy's a problem. I'm suing you for messing up my drug operation. What the fuck? Now, right here, I have a list of all of the charges I could find that Diddy is going to be hit with. All of the charges that I could find are all like written down here. And this is what I'm going to read off. This is everything that Sean Diddy Combs is going to be charged with. Multiple accounts of sex trafficking, multiple accounts of owning a firearm with a defaced serial number, racketeering, multiple accounts of owning illegal firearms attachments, multiple accounts of sex trafficking, multiple accounts of drug possession with intent to distribute, multiple accounts of sexual abuse, multiple accounts of emotional abuse. Now keep in mind, these are just the charges that I could find. He's probably going to be hit with a lot more. But based on the charges that I have here, if I had to guess, Diddy is probably going to face anywhere from 50 years to a life sentence in prison because of all of this shit. Which is good. This fucker doesn't need to be out in public. He does not need to be out in the streets where he can continue to do this freaky shit. I mean, the guy had 1,000 bottles of lube. That does not sound like somebody who needs to be out in the fucking free world. This is not someone who needs to be a civilian. This is somebody who needs to be an inmate wearing an orange jumpsuit in a fucking federal penitentiary. This is a fucking strange individual. And if his regular behavior didn't tell you about that, oh, well, the charges he's being hit with is going to tell you a lot about the guy. So, anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know by leaving a like and leaving a comment on the video. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.